Yeah, welcome here. Thank you to Ricoh to host us here today. And I just want to give you some experiences from our company about creating applications which contain offset and digital printed parts. So because I personally, I'm a little bit tired about this digital or offset discussions, because I think both technologies, both production methods have their opportunities, have their downsides, and sometimes you may create an application which can benefit from the positive sides of both technologies. So to give you a short idea of our company, the service in Print Group Haberbeck is located in Germany, as Rob said. I'm there in charge for the technical transformation. Of course, the digital printing department is one part of it, but in addition to that, I'm responsible for several other topics, like implementing new software technologies, implementing finishing devices, talking about workflows and workflow design, and so there are many other interesting topics beside digital printing. But of course, the digital printing department is one of my biggest projects there, because everything is rapidly changing. As Rob said, I have more than 15 years experience in the industry, and this is my third Interact. Very excited to see it growing every year, and in addition to that, I'm the chairman of the Ricoh's Customer Council in Europe. So I listen a lot to other Ricoh customers, and we are discussing a lot of roadmap topics. We are addressing a lot to Ricoh, so sometimes you will see it in the presentation that it's not always the view of my company. I think it's more about a general development. So give you a short idea about the company. Actually, it's a group of different companies. We have an agency in our company, a certain IT company, then the one-to-one service and print is our digital printing business unit, which is integrated in our printing company, Druckhaus Haberbeck, which prints an offset as well, sheet-fed offset, web-fed offset. We have 2 sheet-fed presses, 3 web-fed presses. We have our own pre-press department, our own finishing department, of course. Then we have a company for logistics, another company in the south of Germany, and a small publishing company. So our idea is to be a full-service media provider, and offering the whole chain from marketing consulting over IT consulting and workflow design through the production, whether it's an offset or digital, and the finishing and the logistics. So our main idea is not just to talk about print. The group in this structure was founded in 2007. That was when the family Haberbeck left the company, decided to sell it. Existing shareholders bought the company in a management buyout and brought the company in today's structure of the group. But the certain single companies are even more old. For example, the Druckhaus Haberbeck is one of Europeans' web-fed offset pioneers, was founded 1903, for example. We have 3 locations in Germany, 2 in the north, 1 in the south, and we are about 250 employees. We have a couple of customers. You may recognize some of them. So we are working a lot for retail companies. Everybody who has certain jobs, certain locations, a couple of dealers is our ideal customer. So we are working a lot for automotive. For example, Volkswagen is our biggest customer. We are working for Toyota as well, for Hyundai, Audi, Mercedes-Benz. So automotive is one of our key branches. We are working as well for fashion retailers and telecommunications. I want to give you a short overview of our inkjet production today. In 2016, we installed a Ricoh Pro VC60000. It was our first inkjet press. But of course, the printing technology itself is only one tiny part of it, to be honest. During the whole project, we had more discussions about workflow and IT systems than discussions and workshops about the printing technology itself. So we invested in a couple of server systems only for the individual PDF creation and the workflows. We invested in Quadient software, formerly known as GMC. We have a couple of OneVision software for pre-flighting, for example, in our workflow. And of course, we have some finishing equipment as well from Techno. And after all, we added a system from Ricoh for remoisturing. As we are a general commercial printer, our idea to have a very, very wide product range. When we started to think about inkjet, we saw inkjet more in very dedicated, very specialized companies. They printed documents, they printed invoices, they did direct mail, some did newspapers, some did books. Our idea is to have a wide range of products like a general commercial printer have. So I want to tell you something about our view of market opportunities in the inkjet world. So when we thought about inkjet, we had three big product pillars. The first is inserts. We are printing a lot of inserts in the offset world. We are creating a lot of different versions via plate changes because we wanted to create for every single, let's say, Toyota dealer, a certain version for his needs, for his demands with his content. So this is a very big pillar. Then we have direct mail, of course. We heard tomorrow in the morning that is a growing application, growing volumes. And of course, as we are working a lot for dealers, catalogs is a very, very big topic in our company. We had the idea to bring the short runs and the applications with a higher grade of individualization from offset and cut sheet digital to the inkjet press. But to be honest, we saw more future in a fourth pillar, creating brand new applications which are very, very new to us, like print on demand, like just-in-time production, or doing really, really one-to-one marketing. So more than just an address on the direct mail piece. So of course, transferring existing applications to inkjet is about transferring offset, and we have a couple of cut sheet systems as well. For example, a Pro C 9100 series, and at the moment we are doing the beta of the 9200 series. And of course there is some volume which you can transfer from digital cut sheet to inkjet as well. Because the volume is too high, you need too many days for production because it's too expensive doing this in cut sheet. But we learned that transfer of existing applications does only mean improvement of the application. You will save some money. Maybe you can give some of the money your customer, creating more competitive way of production, but it's just on improvement. As we are a traditional offset printing company, we try to figure out what are our USPs. And we saw that a lot of dedicated digital printing companies are the companies who are investing in high-speed inkjet in Germany. So they had lots of experience, but of course they did not had not enough experience in the offset world. So our idea was, beside bringing volume from both technologies to high-speed inkjet. Our sweet spot is combining both technologies. To be honest, these products are the applications where we have the biggest margins and the biggest success. And talking about transferring, to be honest, there is a lot of capacity to fill. So we did not just transfer it from 1 or 2 presses to the Pro VC and said, okay, we are fine, now 3 shifts production on high-speed inkjet, let's order another one. It's just, let's say, a few percentage to transfer to the Pro VC 60,000. I want to show you some of our products we are printing on the Pro VC. This product, for example, is a dealer magazine for very, very tiny Volkswagen dealers. We formerly printed it on a toner system, cut sheet, so we needed to print 2 weeks to get all the work done. And now we can print it, let's say, in 2 days on a Pro VC 60,000. Then this is a product we are printing on the web, offset presses, with a lot of plate changes to create for every single dealer a certain version. And we are bringing certain small runs to the Pro VC 60,000. So for example, when the dealer is ordering less than 2,000 pieces, we are print them on the Pro VC 60,000. If the dealer is ordering more than that, we are printing it on the offset devices. So when you're implementing your Pro VC 60,000 or your other high-speed inkjet devices into your production, you should think about your positioning of that. So of course, when you have existing digital cut sheet systems, you can create a very high grade of individualization, but the volume you can get out of this might be limited. When you have offset printing, of course, you can print large volumes, but the grade of individualization is limited. For example, when you make plate changes, sometimes you just make the plate changes in black. They are so expensive, so you are limited in that. So this is the areas you can fulfill today, and when you are bringing in high-speed inkjet, you could even print applications with a higher volume than digital cut sheet, not so high like an offset, for example, but higher than digital cut sheet, and with the same grade of individualization. That means this is your new market you can discover with your technology. So for example, we created a full viral self-mailer for an existing customer. We used the data directly out of his CRM. And I think the run was 300,000 pieces, so way too large for a digital cut sheet, and full variable. So for example, they show men different movies in the direct mail piece than men. So another thing is about what is about your production environment. Having offset printing, you have very high setup costs. With digital cut sheet, you have very low setup costs. But of course, the variable costs are higher than an offset. Bring in high-speed inkjet to this. You can create new opportunities. That, for example, creating pieces with very, very short runs or on demand, as we do for a chain of fashion retailers. So when you're doing this, you can transfer volume from existing technologies to high-speed inkjet, but there is a lot of capacity to fill. For excellent hybrid products, you have to challenge your hardware vendor and you have to build up an excellent partnership. This is very, very critical because you need the same printing quality and maybe the same substrate range and on a comparable level to do this. You have to identify clients who need high individual products in really high volumes, and you can benefit from short make-ready times to offer solutions on demand. So this is an additional service. So you have to learn that it is not just about selling the ink on the paper. So you have to check in your break-evens constantly to make this come true, because it is changing, let's say, every day, and coverages are different, paper prices are changing, and you have to do it constantly. It's not a decision from one day and you will continue for 3 years. It's a little bit more complex. So talking about combining the two worlds. For example, we print for a famous publishing company which publishes personalized magazine covers. And of course, these covers, we are talking about 200,000 pieces for the subscribers. And of course, they are combined to the magazine which is printed in offset. So this could be one critical example. But when you see, of course, the images, this could be very challenging for inkjet printing. So you have to think about the limiting factors of inkjet technology. Fortunately, we chose with Ricoh a very, very strong partner and a very, very powerful and flexible platform that we can fulfill such coverages on offset-coated paper, for example. And you have to address your demands constantly to your partner, talking about the roadmaps and so on. Another thing is when you're creating products with offset content and digital content, it is very critical to offer the customer a comparable printing quality, because it's about the customer experience of the end customer. So a lot of our customers dislike hybrid products where, for example, a cover is printed at 600 by 600 dpi, and then there is an offset part which is printed in very high quality with certain varnishes and so on. This is not our idea. So our idea is to create offset, to create hybrid products which has a very common appearance of the two parts. And for example, we made a PSD certification, and we are very happy that we had worldwide the first PSD certification with the quality level A on offset-coated paper with high-speed inkjet. And so we can really offer a comparable quality from the digital part and the offset part. A bit more important is the data management behind it, because when you are offering a hybrid product, then you have a digital piece, and of course this digital piece should have any benefit. So you have, in most cases, a piece with a high individualization grade. So you should be capable to offer the data management to realize these individualization grades in-house. And this was very critical for us. I showed you that we invested, for example, into Ricoh Process Director and the Gradient software. This was about to offer that, and our customers are very happy to get this from one single partner, and that they not have to, for example, send their customer data through different partners to realize the individualization and creating PDFs. So, for example, we are printing the customer magazine for Volkswagen. We are printing the cover on the Pro VC60000 on an offset-coated paper in 1200 by 1200 dpi, while the content of the magazine is printed in web-fed offset, and we are talking about approx 300,000 pieces. we are using the same paper for the content and the cover. And of course, the cover should have some benefits for our customer. So for example, it is possible that inside the cover, the certain model is shown which the customer is actually driving. My experiences and conclusion about combining offset and digital printing. Digital printing technology is not the bad rival of conventional production methods. Both worlds offer different opportunities and are targeting some very different products and markets. In fact, they can benefit from each other. Combined applications can relativize specific downsides of using just one printing method. Make sure that you choose digital printing systems which offer comparable substrates and printing quality. And of course, you have to become an expert in both worlds. This is very critical. When you go to your customer and you are selling this, you have to be able to be talking about marketing, because there's always a certain marketing idea and a certain concept behind the individualization. You have to be able to talk about the offset printing, and you have to be very capable to talk about the inkjet printing as well. Offering both technologies as one platform can expand the partnership to your customers. But it is not everything about tech. Your sales organization should be well prepared for the rapidly happening transformation.